All right, I'd like to call the Louisville City Council meeting on Monday, July 6th to order. We'll start with our public hearings with ordinance number 26-31.
Being an ordinance amending Part 11, Planning and Zoning of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Louisville.
Is anyone here to speak on ordinance number 26-31? Okay, moving on to ordinance number 26-33.
Being an ordinance authorizing and directing the finance director to execute a contract with a regional council of governments for the purpose of administration and collection of municipal income tax in the City of Louisville.
Is anyone here to speak on ordinance number 26-33? Okay, ordinance number 26-34.
Being an ordinance accepting the amended final plat for Aspire at Orchard Park Townhomes Number 2, located within the corporate limits of the City of Louisville, Ohio.
Is anyone here to speak on ordinance number 26-34? Okay, we'll call this meeting to order, and I'll ask for an approval of the July 6, 2026 meeting agenda.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Please bow your heads for a moment of silent prayer. Amen. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Street,
Here.
Aljansic,
Here.
Gadone,
Here.
Johnston, McAllister Atkins,
Here.
Please let the record reflect that Councilmember Johnston is excused from the meeting this evening. We do have a certificate of an open meeting, and I'll ask for approval of the minutes from the June 15th, 2026 special meeting goal setting.
I make the motion that we approve the meeting, the minutes from the whatever meeting for goal setting.
Second, Mayor.
Okay. Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Okay. Then next up is the minutes for the June 15th regular scheduled council meeting. Any
I'll make-
approvals or
Did we approve all
Corrections?
three of those, or are we doing them one at a
can't
time?
we do all three in one, or do they have to be?
You can do all three.
Okay, well, I'll ask for approval for the remaining, the June 15th regular scheduled council meeting, as well as the June 16th special council meeting goal setting.
Yes, I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
We'll go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
That noted for next time. Persons preparing before council, we have Jason, Senior Project Engineer with the OHM Advisors. So you can come on up. I believe you can, is the microphone hooked on the podium?
Scoot that out.
Okay, floor is yours.
Well, hello, council. My name is Jason Popiel. First, I want to say this is a great building. It's the first time I've been here. I was actually sitting over at the municipal building at 550. I was like, I think this is the right place. Right into me after he brought me here. Yeah, I'm with OHM Advisors. It's nice to meet everybody. I'm going to give you a quick history of the firm, or a quick rundown. I know you got a busy schedule tonight. OHM Advisors is a multidisciplinary engineering firm. Our mission is advancing communities. And our niche is really stacking federal and state funding, working with the administration on your capital improvement plan, and marrying the two so we can expand your dollar from $1 to 10, 100, 1,000. Really get the projects going. OHM is a firm of over 800 right now. We have experts in all kinds of fields. I would be your main point of contact, but we have traffic people, bridges, parks, planning, corridor studies, you name it, anything municipal related, infrastructure. We have experts in the field that I can hook you up with and help develop your capital improvement plan. I've worked with the city of Massillon before, with the city of Canton several times. I'm very familiar with SCATs, your District 19 OPWC, and your District 4 ODOT. Very familiar with all their funding sources and all the people that are involved, so it's easy to hit the street in front of. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
contributing.
You heard?
Yeah, We're certainly happy to have you,
Thank you
Jason.
very much, appreciate it.
We should say that the firm was selected through a qualifications-based selection process, and was selected by an evaluation committee of city staff. And they certainly came out on top, and we're looking forward to working with them.
You know, and I personally have a lot of experience with plat plan reviews, zoning enforcement. Any way I can help, just give us a call.
Perfect.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
very much.
Okay, next up is ordinance number 26-31.
Being an ordinance amending Part 11, Planning and Zoning of the codified ordinances of the city of Louisville.
I'll make the motion that we bring ordinance 26-31 to the table for its second reading.
Second?
Mayor, this is the ordinance, second reading of the ordinance that amends Part 11, Planning and Zoning, to streamline and simplify the process for designating minor subdivisions.
No, we talked about this before. Is there any additional questions, comments, concerns?
I don't think so,
No.
Mayor.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move to ordinance number 26-33.
Being an ordinance authorizing and directing the finance director to execute a contract with Regional Council of Governments for the purpose of administration and collection of municipal income tax in the city of Louisville.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance 2633 to the table for its second reading by emergency.
Second?
Mayor, this is the ordinance that will allow us to transition the administration of our income tax to the RITA program.
And you had indicated that it's a contract or a timelines, though, why do we have the emergency requested?
Correct. The
Yeah.
emergency is to meet their timeline so that this can be implemented by 2027.
Right, yeah, we wanted to get it implemented as soon as possible so that we have a little bit of overlap with Rita coming on before Lori retires to kind of help, ease that hump a little bit. And they can't start doing some of their data extractions to make sure everything is ready to go and balances are whole until the agreement is signed, and the agreement can't be signed until this goes into effect.
Okay. And again, Rita, a lot of local communities
Oh,
use
yeah,
it.
yeah.
We'll see a cost savings.
Yeah, that's
to
really
the
what
city.
that's really what this comes down to for me. We'll still have Teresa with us as we discussed before, so people can still come into City Hall and get that personal service if they want it face to face. They can also do that through Rita. They can call Rita. This will give them, online filing, a more streamlined online payment and payment plan structure. Rita does a really good job keeping all of their technology up to date, things like that, improving all the time. So it'll really keep us on sort of the cutting edge, and all of that at a cost to the taxpayers that is less than what it costs to replace that position.
Great. Thank you.
Well, again, Matt, we certainly appreciate you having experience with this, coming from Rittman, where you
Certainly helps.
had it installed there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we suspend the rules and adopt ordinance number 26-33 by emergency.
Second.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Okay. Let's move to ordinance number 26-34.
Being an ordinance accepting the amended final plat for Aspire at Orchard Park Townhomes Number 2, located within the corporate limits of the city of Louisville, Ohio.
I'll make the motion that we bring ordinance number 26-34 to the table for its second reading.
Second?
All right, Mayor, this amends the final plot to Orchard Park Townhomes Number 2. This is the area or the townhomes that are located just north of Peach Avenue. And really, the difference is that the current builder, D.R. Horton, intends to build slightly smaller townhomes than what was originally planned by K. Hovanian Homes. That's the difference, or what the amendment is about. We're asking for it by emergency. Well, the developer asked for it by emergency, and we're asking for it by emergency. It's well understood what the need for housing in Stark County is. So we're hoping not to delay the amendment so that we can get started on the construction, or they can get started on the construction of those homes.
And it's still single-family, it's still owner-occupied.
Yes.
Dave, I appreciate what you did for me today, going over the prints and also showing me some of the designs that D.R. Horton has that they're going to be putting in place over there. And, it looks like it's going to be a nice development and some needed housing for our community.
Mhm.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Make a motion to suspend the rules and adopt ordinance number 26-34 by emergency.
Second.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
All right, that brings us to ordinance number 26-37.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to provide a notice of award and enter into a contract along with executing all necessary documents for the 2026 road paving project with Barbicus Paving LLC.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance 2637 to the table for its first reading.
I'll second.
All right, Mayor, this is the 2026 paving program. After a bidding process, it was delayed a little bit because we were revamping the bid documents. Barbicus Paving is who was determined to be the lowest and best bidder, and we are asking this one by emergency so that we don't run into any weather-related issues with a little bit of a late start. And of course, getting on their schedule is going to probably not happen right away.
Have we used them before, Andy?
This is the first time that we've used them. I know that they're familiar, was it you or Corey who was aware of them doing other work?
Yeah, they've done work up toward Summit County, where I live in the Talmadge-Akron area. I'm familiar with them from that.
I did see that they were in Stark County also in the recent past. At least on their website, it shows that they have done some stuff in Stark. But I don't really have any background on them other than that, though. They've done good work from what you've seen.
Yeah, from what we've seen of the Summit County ones there, it was good.
Okay.
Okay.
And then just ask that when we have the dates, that we have everything posted with the roads that are getting done. It'd be nice to have that list.
Sure.
List out there when we know.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules and consider ordinance number 26-37 on a second reading.
Second.
Go ahead and read it again, or after we vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Okay, now we can read it again.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to provide a notice of award and enter into a contract along with executing all necessary documents for the 2026 road paving project with Barbicus Paving LLC.
I'll make the motion, we bring ordinance number 26-37 to the table for its second reading.
Second.
Okay. No further questions? We can go ahead and vote.
Good.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
That was a close one.
Okay, now we have resolution 26-38.
Being a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into an agreement with the Stark County Board of Commissioners for the purpose of amending the Community Development Block Grant Program Agreement.
I'll make the motion, we bring resolution 26-38 to the table.
Second.
Mayor, this simply authorizes a new agreement with the county so that we, despite not having been eligible in the past, that we remain eligible for community development block grant funds.
Okay.
You work closely with the county commissioners on this, right, Andy?
It's really with the regional planning.
Yeah.
Oh, regional planning.
And they tell us that these continually change, so that we may have some more options.
We just don't want to limit our
Yeah, we don't-
potential for funding, even
Right.
though, again, historically,
Yeah.
we've not received any.
Okay.
And that's due to income.
Yeah, it's
and-
correct,
and
right.
Things like that, so.
And this is, if you'll remember, we did not get much COVID money, ARPA money, and those funds were based on the same formula with this grant is, so that's why we
I
didn't
gotcha.
get much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Okay, next up is ordinance number 26-39.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an amended contract with Hammond Construction, change order number 16, for the City of Louisville Fire Emergency Medical Services Facility Project. Original contract authorized by ordinances number 2415 and 2439.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance number 2639 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
I know this probably feels like a blast from the past, but this is the last change order for this building, and it's actually a reduction for funds that they didn't use related to their fees and their bond. We were waiting on this and one other final thing that we needed to receive from them before we could close the contract. And once we do that, that remaining money will become available for the City Hall project. And so we're asking for it by emergency for that purpose, to get the contract closed to free up those funds.
Yeah.
We'll gladly take their money back
Right.
quicker,
Yes.
our money
Right.
back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something we don't see too often.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Make a motion, we suspend the rules, to consider ordinance number 26-39 by emergency.
Second.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
I'll make the motion that we bring ordinance number 26-39 to the table for its second reading.
Second?
Okay. Further comments or questions?
I don't have any further
All right.
comments or questions.
We can
Anything
go
else?
ahead and vote.
Would you like that read again for
Yeah.
second reading?
Yes.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into an amended contract with Hammond Construction, change order number 16, for the City of Louisville Fire Emergency Medical Services Facility Project. Original contract authorized by ordinances number 2415 and 2439.
Okay. Is what Guy did still okay?
Yes.
Okay, so now we can vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
Okay. Next up is ordinance number 26-40.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Miller Builders for the acquisition of a salt dome building.
I'll make the motion we bring ordinance number 26-40 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
Okay.
Mayor, so I think all of council is familiar with the salt shed that exists behind the police department. It has a concrete foundation and then a metal structure that holds the canvas style roof. So the structure is in poor repair. It's, we think, roughly 25 years old, but the structure is in need of replacement, as is the vinyl. It was at one point struck by a truck that was dumping salt in the shed and tore it. But at any rate, this ordinance will authorize a purchase agreement with Miller Builders, who was secured through Sourcewell, which is a cooperative that satisfies the state competitive bidding requirement. So this will authorize a contract for $99,461 to replace both the structure and the vinyl over the salt dome.
Is it like at the same place?
Same place. Everything will be the same. It'll just be a new frame and new vinyl, or canvas.
Okay.
What's the expected lifespan?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're using it for. Obviously, with these, you're using it for a salt dome, they're gonna take a lot more beating. The one that was there originally was galvanized, but when they inspected it, they said that they only galvanized the outside of the pipe. So once it started eating the welds away and getting inside of it, it just sped things up and just kind of rotted from the inside out. So, I mean, I'd say 25 years on a salt dome like that is probably doing pretty I think that the fact that the concrete and stuff's still in great shape is obviously helpful.
So the new one, this would be the same galvanization issue maybe, or?
No, the new one is supposed to be inside and outside, the different processes coming out, so.
Great.
Same.
Yeah, it'll sit.
So way longer than 25 years is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was on council when that went in the first time.
We think it was in the early Jim Macbeth was the service director
Yeah.
at the time. We think
Yeah.
it was in the early 2000s.
Because a lot of that was done in-house, if I remember right.
Yes, yes, it was.
Just nice to know where to point the finger.
Nobody who is currently here was
Sometimes I
any part of that,
shouldn't
so we're.
The concrete's held up, so good job.
There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic.
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
All right, I'll make a motion that we suspend the rules and consider ordinance number 26-40 by emergency.
Second?
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
All right, can you read it again?
being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a purchase agreement with Miller Builders for the acquisition of a salt zone building.
I'll make the motion, we bring ordinance 26-40 to the table for its second reading.
Second?
Okay. Let's vote.
Street,
Yes.
Aljansic,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to ordinance 26-41.
being an ordinance making appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Louisville, Stark County, state of Ohio, for the year beginning January 1st, 2026.
I'll make the motion, we bring ordinance 26-41 to the table for its first reading.
Second? Second?
All right, Mayor, this ordinance does a couple of things. First, it adds $5,010 in revenue to the general fund that came from two e-bike. I believe one was a donation, one was a grant, but money that we received for e-bikes, and then it appropriates that same money in the police budget. It also transfers $720,000 from the general fund to the capital fund. $622,000 of that is for the city hall building, and it's that amount because what it does is bring the cash balance of the general fund down to the reserve. This doesn't take into consideration the end-of-year balance. It's just from a cash flow perspective. It keeps that reserve in the general fund. And then $98,000 also transferred to the capital fund. If you'll remember, there were some, when the baseball fields were put in, there were some issues related to the contract language and things that we were purchasing versus the contractor. And so some of that has to be paid for, so that's what some of this money is for. And then there were also some expenses related to the concession stands / restrooms that weren't accounted for when the estimate for it to be put in was done. So these funds, this $98,000 covers all of those unanticipated expenses and issues stemming from the completion of the ball fields with the contractor.
Okay.
Then, thought I was done, but I'm not. It takes that $720,000 that I just explained and $221,000 that we received from the Rotary through the Louisville Community Foundation and appropriates it as revenue in the capital fund, and then appropriates it for spending on those two issues, as well as the amphitheater that the Rotary has funded. So the amphitheater money will be added to the money that already exists, and we should be going out to bid here very shortly for that project.
Great.
Do we know the timeline for the amphitheater?
So we are waiting for the final bid package, which, again, we should have this week. Once we receive that, we have roughly 30 days or five weeks or so of 30 days of advertising, but probably a week before we can get it out. Once the bids are received, we'll select the lowest and best pretty quickly. And then following that, we're told it should be about a 90-day build. So we're still hoping to have it done by the fall.
Okay.
Is still the goal. I mean, that's of course subject to
Okay.
everything going right, but that's the goal.
Okay.
And I should back up, obviously, the Rotary wanted to have this done considerably sooner, but when we started receiving that state and federal grant money, it then involved all the rules and requirements that we have to satisfy the processes that we have to, and that, of course, slows things down.
So definitely up and running for all of next summer. So-
There's absolutely no reason to think that it won't be.
Nice, all right.
I'll say that.
It's fair.
Okay. Any other questions?
That's all I have.
Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Algencia?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Make a motion, we suspend the rules to consider ordinance number 26-41 by emergency.
Second?
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Algencia?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Can you read it again?
Being an ordinance making appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Louisville, Stark County, state of Ohio, for the year beginning January 1st, 2026.
I'll make a motion that we bring ordinance 2641 to the table for the second reading.
I'll second that.
Let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Algencia?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Okay. Next up is ordinance number 26-42.
Being an ordinance amending Chapter 192 Income Tax effective January 1st, 2016 of the codified ordinances of the city of Louisville.
I'll make a motion, we bring ordinance 26-42 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
I should point out first, this does not change our income tax structure at all. What it does is updates the language in the ordinance to reflect what it will need to be as we transition to RETA. And then it also adds a provision that automatically kind of incorporates any state law changes that we would be required to adapt to in the future.
Now, is the 2016, do we have to go back a certain number of years? Is that a typo? Do we have to go back like 10 years for?
No, so there was a large change in state tax code in 15 that was effective in 2016. So chapter 191 of our ordinances is actually the previous tax code that existed through December
Okay.
31st, 2015. We only need to change here going forward in 192.
Okay.
And it's, I can read all 60 pages if you want, but.
Took
it's-
me all weekend to read it. Yeah. I don't need to hear it
It's
again.
mostly changing most of it is changing tax commissioner to tax administrator, just as more blanket language for whoever's administrating.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
I read it twice.
I can throw in some jokes if it helps.
Yeah, always does, always does. Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Algencia?
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
Okay. Next up is ordinance number 26-43.
Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Horn and King Architects for architectural services for the Louisville City Hall new construction project.
Make the motion, we bring ordinance 26-43 to the table for its first reading.
Second?
All right, Mayor, so since the scope of the contract has changed relative to the renovation of the existing city hall, we are doing a new contract with the architects. The estimated cost at this time is not $4.4 million, $4,420,000. It's slightly less than that. It'll be just under $4,400,000, so consistent with what the estimates to renovate City Hall were. But I think it's also important to point out the contingency funds that were in the renovation portion of the or the funds that were contingency in the contract for renovation. I think it's fair to say those likely would have been used, if not more, based on what they found when they got under construction. With new construction, it's less likely, not that they won't get used, but it's less likely that those contingency funds would be used because there's a lot less question marks, and there's just over $400,000 in contingency funds in this contract. So I guess all I'm saying is, ideally, we will come in below $4 million in a perfect world. But that is, in fact, the estimate currently for the construction of a new city hall.
We sure have a lot better shot now anyway, right?
Definitely, yeah, yeah. And if you'll remember, that was a consistent warning with the architects that once renovation on that building began, and you're in it, you're in it, there's no turning back, it's entirely possible that things could have been discovered that would have, upped the price. So, yeah, a lot less question marks with new construction, certainly.
Right on.
Does this price include the parking lot, include everything?
It's the entire package, correct?
Entire package.
Okay.
I know this has been discussed before, but I think it's worth repeating that the city has been planning for this for years. So this isn't like pulling money out of the air.
Yes,
And
it goes back over a decade that previous councils have attempted to address the issues that we're working to address now, yes.
And if people have questions about why this is needed, they can reach out to you.
Absolutely, we'll be happy to provide them with information.
Thank you.
And there was previous renderings, I think, I don't know if it was 6 years ago, 8 years ago now, that on a much larger scale of a city hall.
Yes.
And it had a lot of different components to it and mixed use and
Yes.
this is just the city government essential functions. There's nothing extra.
There are no bells or whistles or extras, correct, yeah. But the exterior is going to be done in such a way that it will complement the historic downtown corridor.
That would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's positive when people are coming through town, they see a new fire station, you see, if you're coming up Nickel Plate, the library, you would see, a city hall building that would, not be imposing, but reflect the neighbors around it. And, going back to, when we're the fastest growing community in Stark County, according to the article in the Rep, last week, those are the kind of things I think that we want to attract people, and people would see, and they'd see momentum happening in the right direction.
Agreed, Mayor.
And
Absolutely.
not to mention the current liabilities that we have in our current
Correct.
city hall. Do you mind outlining some of those?
So the way it was explained to me is there are some public buildings that are not ADA compliant, but somebody who was either wheelchair bound or relied on other means for mobility could still navigate the building. That is not the case with ours. I think many of the council members have seen some of what we deal with at City Hall. If someone were to apply for an open position at City Hall and they happen to be wheelchair bound, we would not be able to accommodate them. It's that bad. It's bad. There's no other way to describe it. We are the furthest thing that you could be from being handicap accessible, and that is probably one of the most important things that we need to fix. And we could fix it in this building, but you saw what the cost was. That was one of the drivers, is the fact that that building actually exists on 4 different elevations, and you would have to make accommodations between each of those elevations for wheelchair access.
And some of those restrooms are like 3 foot wide.
None of the restrooms meet the ADA requirements. But to your point, one of them is literally, you walk in for it and you walk out backward. It's that small.
Then you have, you have asbestos issues they got into.
There are asbestos issues. As you know, there's flooding issues in the basement.
Yes, which could bring mold, correct?
The architects did raise the concern about mold in the basement. The HVAC system is failing. Yeah, the mechanical systems are in very poor repair and failing, the electrical systems. if we were to have moved forward with the renovation of City Hall, it literally would have been stripped down to the bare bones, and everything would have been replaced.
And this is the
And-
building that houses the people that are running our city, so I think it's important that it is up to code and it's, functional and safe for everybody.
And that's the other part, is the security factor. Anybody could walk into City Hall and access, quite frankly, every part of the building. And if somebody was, I guess, savvy enough, they could enter City Hall, not leave, and be there overnight. And unless we swept the entire building every night, we would never know that. So I think we do have an obligation, first, to ensure that we have those protections in place for our employees, and then secondly, that we have those protections in place for the information that exists at City Hall.
Plus, we'll be on Main Street. We're not going to be hidden behind our downtown anymore, which I
Right.
think is a.
I think it'll be an asset. It should be an
Absolutely.
asset.
Absolutely.
Agreed.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Algeontech,
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins,
Yes.
And Andy, do you mind explaining just real quick why we're requesting this, or why it's requested by emergency as well?
Essentially, it's so that we can continue to move forward at, any delays in times, risk cost escalation. And we're actually, the contract already exists, a contract already exists with the architects. This is just changing the terms of it a little bit to accommodate the new building versus the renovation. So I think one of our biggest interests is to, again, control the cost as much as we can, to potentially get it underway before the winter.
Yeah, because you could potentially have at least another 45 days,
Right.
and
Well,
then-
what'll happen at this point, assuming this passes, we are prepared to go out to do what's called a request for qualifications, to ultimately hire a construction manager at risk, and then that company, that firm, will work side by side with the architects in the interest of keeping costs down with their expertise and knowledge about materials and the availability of materials and things like that. So that of course, is a little bit of a process, but we'll start that here very quickly. And then, again, ideally, the engineering will be done within a couple of months, and and obviously need to get it going as quickly as possible.
Okay.
There's several more steps to take, and we don't want to just sit and wait.
And last thing before I make a motion here, just wanted to double check, the few things that we had come back with, like, there's no need for a mayor's office and things like that. Have they already addressed that, or will they address that when it goes out, before it goes out to bid?
This cost does incorporate the modifications or the changes that were requested, so I'm sorry to say that the mayor's office does not exist in the most recent rendering.
The mayor's office is not needed, does not exist.
And
Sounds great.
the other side of the building, that airlock area is also, the size was also reduced.
Okay, all right.
So, and I
So
should
it's a
point out.
smaller footprint than what was
Correct.
originally
Correct.
put out here.
I should point out that this, ultimately we'll get a guaranteed maximum price. These numbers are the engineer's estimate. If in the end it comes in at some, outrageous price, this contract only binds us to the architectural work. There will be several steps where council will have or be in a position to continue the process or stop the process if, in the unlikely event, something would cause it to need to stop.
Good to know.
All right. I'll make a motion, we suspend the rules to consider ordinance number 26-43 by emergency.
Second?
I'll make the motion, we bring
No.
ordinance number
I think we gotta-
26.
you gotta vote.
43.
Just
Vote and then we do it again.
We have to vote on the
Pause that,
suspension of
yes,
the
yes.
rules,
In
right?
just a moment, you're ready. Okay.
Right.
Street,
Yes.
Algeontech,
Yes.
Godone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
All right, can you read it again, please?
Yes. Being an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Horn and King Architects for architectural services for the Louisville City Hall new construction project.
Well, then I'll make the motion that we bring ordinance number 26-43 to the table for its second reading.
Second.
Any further discussion? Okay, let's go ahead and vote.
Street,
Yes.
Al Jansick,
Yes.
Gadone,
Yes.
McAllister Atkins.
Yes.
All right, that brings us to new business.
Finally.
Yeah, nothing like a thin agenda right after the 4th of July.
Right.
New
Well-
business.
We would, Mayor, if you would be so kind, we'd like to recognize 2 employees for their accomplishments. The first is Assistant Fire Chief Hinkle, and Chief Bordner will read his citation.
Okay. This certificate is where Assistant Chief Hinkle has recently completed 12-week program of the NFPA 1021 Fire Officer 3 and 4 certifications online through the Cleveland State University. This is in conjunction with what he has previously done of Officer 1 and 2 that he had. This which will help Assistant Chief Hinkle to acquire his fire credentialing certification. The Ohio Fire Credentialing Certification is completed through the Ohio Fire Chiefs Association and the Ohio Fire Emergency Foundations, to where they have identified the need to further enhance the professionalism of the chief fire officers through the state of Ohio to the establishment of the Uniform Credentialing Program. So this was a 12-week program that was pretty easy for Assistant Chief Hinkle, at least I think so. He does not. He wrote numerous papers on this process. He done very, very well with it, and I congratulate him for this.
The next is Finance Director Matt Bupp. If you'd come to the
Come on,
center,
shit, right.
please.
Is Matt a fireman now?
Don't want that.
In a continuing effort to bring the highest level of financial responsibility to the city of Louisville, Finance Director Matt Bupp earned the Certified Public Funds Investment Management credential after successfully completing a comprehensive investment training program that meets the standards established by the Association of Public Treasurers of the United States and Canada.
Wow.
Impressive.
Right, yes.
Not going to lose you to the Canadians now, are we?
They already got booted out of the World Cup, so I'm good.
On to page 4, Sitting Manager Report.
Just a few things, Mayor. The documents from the impact group you should have from the email last week. If you want to review them and let us know if it in fact captures what you intended it to capture. And then, and you can let me know throughout the week. If it does, we can bring them back at the next meeting for formal.
Can I get copies of them, or do I have to?
Oh, that's, yeah, yes, we'll give you copies.
Thank you.
We'll give you copies. Matter of fact,
I
I'll give them to you
appreciate that.
tonight. And if you just let us know that it does or doesn't capture what you intended, and then if it does, we'll bring them back for formal adoption. And then also, to make sure that the public is fully aware, the mayor and I talked about providing a statement to the public regarding the City Hall building. So you have that same thing. If you can let me know if you feel that captures the reasons why you're moving forward with the new City Hall, well, then we'll make that available to the public or publish that.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. And that is all I have.
Okay. Any questions for Amy?
No, that's all I have, Mayor.
Okay. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. The only thing I got is Friday, July 3rd was the busiest day that I've had, or we, the department has had, that I've known of. We had 17
Do you
runs
want them back?
in a 24-hour period. So that's extremely busy. We've had EMS calls to accidents, to everything, so.
Is it holiday related?
No, none of it is related to 4th of July type firework incidents. Even on 4th of July, we only had 3 runs. Nothing related to
Wow.
fireworks. But Friday, July 3rd, for some reason, was really crazy. And it wasn't just Louisville. Osnaburg was busy, New Michelle was busy, Canton Township was busy. We were pulling ambulances out of Quad, which is down on the other side of Canton South, so.
Wow.
It was a crazy day for us. So. I commend the ladies and gentlemen that ran that day, and they worked hard for their money. So, other than that, that is all I have.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Dave?
Mayor, council, I really don't have anything. I just wanted to thank you again for, council for passing the minor subdivision requirements tonight. I think that it'll streamline the process and make it more efficient for our citizens with regards to the process time and as far as time and times they don't have to do extra steps. I anticipate that we're gonna bring some additional amendments to the major subdivision, which deals with development rules and stuff. We're in the process of developing some new legislation for that, just to clean up with regards to these development inspections and when they're required and all these different steps that I think will be helpful down the road for us.
Well, you certainly make it easy to pass, Dave, because you're always there with the information that I'm looking for, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Daryl?
Yeah, just a couple quick things, just pointing out the guys in the service department have been working hard lately, setting up for events. I think a lot of them have gone well from what I've heard. I know that the fire department's done a lot with the fireworks and things for Chamber Fest. From everything we heard, it all went pretty well. So thank you to them. Well, I'm excited. I don't know that I got to say it at the time when we were at goal setting that I appreciate you guys letting me give this presentation and speak to you about what's going on in the Public Works Department and what we see that needs to happen moving forward. So thank you for that. But yeah, otherwise I don't really have anything else to report.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daryl.
All right, Chief?
I don't have anything either. All's good with police
4th of
department.
July, you don't have anything?
No, 4th of
Wow.
July was good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently we gave it all to Rod.
Yeah.
No news
As I
is-
was hearing booms, I thought, oh, the police department
No,
must be
we were-
busy.
we were good.
Okay.
No news is good news with the police
Yeah,
department.
yeah.
All right, Matt?
Yeah, just a couple quick things. First of all, as far as the transition to Rita goes, I want to thank council for working with me on that and city manager and everybody else. And I also wanted to thank Lori for being a very important part of this process. She's been extremely helpful. She has a really good relationship with our current income tax software vendor to make sure that data is being shared with Rita and everything. So she's been invaluable. So I want to say thank you to her. Also, just real briefly, the Rittman officer who was tragically killed in the line of duty last night. I knew him. He was a really good guy, and it's just always sad. So thoughts and prayers with his family and the victims of that as well.
It's
Sure,
awful.
that's terrible.
Anything else within the order?
Yeah, the only thing I'd like to mention is I thought we had a great goal-setting session. I was glad to see it come back. I appreciate the teamwork that we have here, like you can't believe. I've been to a lot of goal-setting sessions. We've had a lot of good productive ones over the years, but this one was really, really done well. I just appreciate the teamwork, the department heads, and Andy and Tiffany. The way it was put together was fantastic.
Yes.
Very
yeah, A lot
productive.
of great information.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I echo that as well. And I'll entertain a motion to move into executive session for the purpose to consider the appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public official.
I'll make that motion, Mayor.
Okay,
Second?
let's go ahead and vote.
Street?
Yes.
Algeser?
Yes.
Cadone?
Yes.
McAllister Atkins?
Yes.
And no action to follow. Hope to see everybody at Second Friday.
It's gonna be a fun one.
It will.
And
It will.
Who do you want to stay?
It's like
Yeah.
we can take our time in executive session. I don't want to go out and
Yeah, this is just, for this. Everybody else